One reckless driver stole my daughter's breath, but my own family tried to bury her soul. Asterisk. It was supposed to be an ordinary Wednesday. A quick stop at the pharmacy, then swinging by to pick up my daughter, Emma, from her after-school art club. But a single missed stoplight and a speeding truck flipped our world upside down. I stumbled into the hospital, my clothes stained with her blood, my voice cracking as I pleaded with the ER doctor to save my 9-year-old miracle, the child I'd fought years of heartbreak to bring into this world. Emma lay motionless, a tangle of tubes and wires snaking from her fragile frame, broken collarbone, punctured lung, a concussion that left her teetering on the edge. But her heart kept beating. That was my lifeline. For hours, I sat by her side, gripping her tiny hand, whispering, "Mama's here, sweet girl. I've got you." I ignored the hunger gnawing at my stomach, the exhaustion pulling at my eyes. Then my phone buzzed. It was my mother. "Are you serious with this hospital nonsense?" she barked the second I picked up. "Your sister's gala is tonight, and you're making us look like a mess." I choked out, "Mom, Emma's fighting for her life." She didn't miss a beat. "Oh, please. Your sister's trying to secure a promotion. That's a future. Your kid? Well, let's be real, she's not exactly destined for greatness. Too much like you, always needing fixing." Her words hit like a slap, but I couldn't form a response. She pressed on, venom dripping through the line. "If she doesn't pull through, maybe it's a blessing. Focus on Claire's event. It's what matters." I hung up, my hands shaking, but no tears came. Not even when my father texted later, "Stop overreacting. Kids come and go. Support your sister." Kids come and go? Emma was my everything, not a footnote in their ambition. The next morning, Emma's eyes flickered open. "Mama," she whispered, her voice a fragile thread. I crumbled, sobbing into her hospital blanket, promising her the world would be okay. But inside, something hardened, a steel resolve I didn't know I had. When my parents showed up later, they carried a tacky bouquet and a box of drugstore chocolates, their faces painted with crocodile tears. My mother glanced at Emma, bruised and bandaged, and sighed, "Such a pity. She had such a sweet smile." Then, leaning close, she hissed, "Don't get too invested. She's not out of the woods, and Claire's gala is tonight. Be there for the family." I stayed silent, but my phone, tucked in my pocket, recorded every word. The nurse walked in, and my mother's tone flipped to syrupy concern. "What a brave little thing," she cooed. I wanted to scream, but I held it together. That night, I barred them from Emma's room. My father tried flashing his wallet at the staff, but I made sure their names were flagged. No access. Not even a glance through the window. I wasn't just protecting Emma, I was done playing their game. For 5 days, I lived in that hospital room. The doctors warned me Emma's recovery would be grueling, surgeries, therapy, months before she could run again. But she was alive, and that was enough. My sister, Claire, called once, not to check on Emma but to whine. "You could have shown up for my gala," she snapped. I bombed the speech, and now my promotion's at risk. "You're so selfish." I blinked. Selfish? Emma's 9. She nearly died. Claire laughed, cold and sharp. "Yeah, well, I'm 32, and I just lost a 6-figure deal. Get over it." She hung up, and I stared at the phone, stunned. Then came my father's email, clinical and cutting, "Your antics are humiliating. Family supports family, especially in public. Your daughter's accident is tragic, but it shouldn't upend our lives. We expected better from you." No warmth, no remorse, just a signature, "Best, Dad." I didn't reply. Instead, I called a lawyer, a counselor, and a pediatric recovery specialist. While my family rallied around Claire's next big break, I built a sanctuary for my daughter. By week 4, Emma could sit up, her smile returning like a sunrise. She asked for her sketchbook, drawing wobbly flowers between therapy sessions. One evening, as I read her The Secret Garden, she reached for my hand and said, "You're my safe place, Mama." I cried, not from pain but from the fire she'd reignited in me. My family had always seen me as the weak link, too sensitive, too emotional, never measuring up to Claire, their golden child. They skipped my college graduation for a networking event. When I lost a pregnancy years ago, my mother said, "Some things aren't meant to be." When Emma was born early, they visited once, muttering, "Hope she's not too much trouble." I'd stayed quiet too long. No more. I gathered every shred of evidence, recordings of my mother's hospital cruelty, voicemails dismissing Emma's life, emails from my father demanding I abandon her bedside for Claire's career. I sent it all to Claire's company board, my father's business partners, and the investors they'd been wooing. My caption was simple: "This is their version of loyalty." The fallout was swift. My father's deals tanked. Claire's promotion vanished. And me? I used an inheritance from my great-aunt, money my parents swore didn't exist, to move Emma to a coastal rehab center. New number, new life, restraining order in place. 3 months later, Emma took her first steps in therapy, her face glowing with pride. She laughed when she stumbled, and I cried quietly, marveling at her strength. Our new apartment by the sea was small but ours, filled with her drawings and the sound of waves, not my mother's voice. Then, one morning, a knock. My mother stood there, lipstick smudged, clutching a designer purse like a shield. My father loomed behind her. "Darling," she started, voice syrupy, "we're here for Emma." I didn't budge. "You posted lies," she said, fidgeting. "You twisted my words." I met her gaze. "You laughed when she was dying." My father stepped in, voice booming. "Enough of this tantrum. You've hurt us enough." "Hurt them?" I opened the door wider. Emma, in her sunflower pajamas, peeked out, clutching her stuffed rabbit. My mother knelt, all smiles. "Sweetie, Grandma's here." Emma studied her, then looked at me. "Is she the one who said I shouldn't be here?" My mother's face collapsed. I knelt beside Emma and said softly, "Yes, love. That's her." Emma shut the door herself. That was the last we saw of them. But I wasn't done. I'd kept more than recordings, bank statements, shady wire transfers, contracts my father thought I'd never seen when I was his temp years ago. On the day Claire's new venture launched, I sent it all to the SEC, the media, and the feds. Within weeks, my father's accounts were locked, Claire's startup was under investigation, and my mother's socialite empire crumbled. No more galas, no more invites. They sent one final email: "You've destroyed us. Happy now?" I didn't answer. I was too busy watching Emma start a journal, Bright Days Ahead, where she wrote letters to other kids about healing from hurt, not just injuries. At her school's spring showcase, Emma read one aloud and said, "This is my mom. She's my warrior." That was my victory. My family didn't break me, they forged me. I lit the spark, took Emma's hand, and built a life where love, not ambition, wins. And I never looked back. Please subscribe to our channel and share where you're watching from in the comments.